welcome back to the GorillaBiker. And today we're going to be talking about something that's kind of like a joke meme thing, but also I don't even know why I felt like I wanted to make a video about it, but I do, so we're gonna. And what that is the subject of are ADV bikes kind of like retirement bikes, right? And I know a lot of them are considered kind of dad bikes, or, you know, as Shade Tree Surgeon puts it, dad jeans bikes. But also, is there a reason that younger people shouldn't go after them? And, you know, I know pretty much everything that's said about this is kind of like a joke. But, you know, since I bought this bike, I've had quite a few messages like, oh, you know, I don't think I'd go for that yet. I think I'm too young, or whatever. And that's kind of what I want to talk about and address. Is there a reason you shouldn't go for something like this because of age? Which, I mean, the immediate and obvious answer should be no. It doesn't matter a damn ride what you want to ride, right? Once you're on two wheels, that's what I'm happy with. The more bikers in the world, the better drivers we have. Even if they don't bike all the time, even if they only sometimes are on a motorbike, I guarantee you they'll be a better driver in a car, more attentive, and will watch out for bikers better, which is, you know, the important thing. And without getting too off topic, if you own a bike, in my opinion, you're a biker. I don't have any of this bullshit about like, oh, do you ride 96.7% of the year only on a bike? I love that noise. You know, if you own a bike, you're a biker, and that's it. And to begin this video, I also want to point out I don't buy into any of the bullshit about like, and this will give away the subject matter of this video, I don't buy into any of the nonsense about like girls' bikes, older people's bikes, etc. Ride what makes you happy, in a motorcycling sense. That's kind of, you know, an important thing that I want to point out, that it's firmly in my belief system. Don't you kill me now. That's good. You know, that's firmly in my belief system, is that a bike is a bike, right? But I kind of want to cover why it's important to make that kind of distinction. Am I allowed to go down that road? Is it closed? I think I am. This is the road I want to go down. Ooh. Look at all this dirt. How adventure-y. Yeah. So yeah, that's how you really christen a Vstrom. You could probably go around them in the grass. It actually rained a hell of a lot here yesterday. Dude, why are you waving me past? And there's a Dodge Ram coming. That's not the smartest thing to do. That's why you should always use your own vision. Don't trust others. Yeah, but you know, the reason I want to cover this as a topic, why I feel like it's important. Oh, I wonder what they're doing in there. Land clearing for more horses, I would say. And they do a nice relay on the road here too. I haven't been down this road yet, by the way, which is why I wanted to come this way, because it looked more scenic on Google Maps. Now, it is not that far from my house, because it's just after work, so I'm popping out for a quick ride with the cameras. But it's, you know, so it's anything near my house is not going to be that windy, unfortunately. It's just how East North Carolina seems to be built. But yeah, so I suppose to get back on topic, the reason I felt like it was necessary to make this video is I still get comments all of the time on the video I made about being too tall for motorcycles, which of course I said no, of course you're not too tall for motorcycles. We go this way? This kind of looks more, yeah, let's go this way. Oh, look at that lean, boy. I actually love the sound off this thing. It's so nice. But yeah, I suppose a large part of, you know, the reason I felt like making this is because of that too tall for motorcycles video. I still get comments on it all the time, and people, oh, the road ends. Well, there you go, I did take the wrong turn. All the time about people being like, hey, you know, do you think I'm too tall? Am I going to look silly? I feel like I'm going to look silly. And the key thing is, right, it doesn't actually matter if you think you look silly, or if other people think your bike is for old people. And again, I'm not pointing out people who I'm not pointing out, this isn't aimed at people who have said this on my channel to me. I know that's a joke. But it's for people who might see these things, maybe are not part of the bigger biking community, and don't really understand that, you know, people are just taking the piss. Because a lot of cultures also don't take the piss the way some other cultures do. I mean, I don't really give a shit also what other people think. Like I've said before on the channel, I used to. When I was younger, I used to care a lot what people said to me in school and whatnot. Now I really don't care. In fact, if anything, it makes me want to do things more. But that's why I felt it was important to cover this. And the reason that ADVs are not old man bikes, and the fact, like I said, the fact this even needs covering is kind of ridiculous, but there are these really weird cliques in motorcycling. You know, you have people who will, they'll be like, get a real bike. It's like, off, you know what I mean? A real bike is a bike that has two wheels, some form of propulsion system, and is classified as some form of motorcycle. And I'm even going to say, because it's going to upset some people, even if it's an electric motorcycle, it's still a motorcycle. I'm sorry, you Puritans. A motorcycle's a motorcycle, like I said, on two wheels, cool. But the reason that ADVs are definitely not just for older people. Now, the reason why a lot of people will point at these taller city-uppy bikes and say old people is because they're comfortable. Now, look, I am someone who will again in the future torture myself with a sports bike seated position, because I love them and I love how they look, I love how they ride. They just feel fast even when they're going slow, and like I said, I just love them. All right, so I'll get that one out of the way. But the thing is, not everyone loves sports bikes, and not everyone loves clip-ons, and not everyone loves being uncomfortable for really no good reason other than someone's going to be like, oh, that's an old man's bike. I honestly, I don't care, right? It really doesn't matter if it's an old man's bike or otherwise. And the thing is, in modern times, the distinction between what's like a slower bike, because for a long time, you know, your ADVs, oh, look at all these stones, more adventure. Oh, feel the adventure. Oh, this road's pretty nice. Look at these elevation changes. Woohoo! But for the longest time, more ADV orientated bikes were considered slow and for old men and whatever else, or for people who actually use them off-road, which FYI is not me. This is an ADV bike for the road for me. But you know, you had your likes of the KLRs, your DR650s, etc., which are slow bikes. And you know, but the thing is, they weren't ever like uber comfortable. And then the GS. Now the GS gets a bad rap because, and in my experience, quite a few of their riders kind of suck. We'll take a right turn here. Why not? A lot of the riders don't like waving back, etc. Kind of like a lot of the Harley crew. Oh, look, more stones. Adventure. Oh, look at all that adventure. 30. I'll take that bet. But you know, that's something I feel like a lot of people got that idea from as well, is the likes of the GS's. But the thing that's really unfair is the Super Tenere, the Vstrom, okay, Africa Twins are super adventure-y. They've been around a long time and kind of flew under the radar for a long time as just really good proficient bikes. The Gen 1 Vstrom doesn't really have anyone who doesn't like it, because it's just a really good bike. It's serviced for a long time. It served for a long time. It lasted a long time until this one came about. You know, the same as the Super Tenere, that bike was a staple for a long time. It's kind of, I'm pretty certain it's dead in Europe now, and possibly over here too, but it was dead in Europe, I believe, from emissions. And of course, we didn't get the Africa Twin back for quite a long time, the original one being the 750, which one of my friends owned. And the thing about ADVs, and I think ADV is kind of a misnomer, I think it's something that puts people off. Really, they should be just like upright tours, more so than anything else, because 90+% of people who buy them use them as upright tours, the big ones. Obviously, the likes of your Tenere 700s, etc., are very much more off-road orientated KLRs, and including the Africa Twin. By the way, I have always considered the Africa Twin more as a direct competitor to the Tenere 700 than I've, considered it a competitor for the likes of the GSs and whatnot, because it's very much more a 50-50 bike than the other ones are. It's lighter, a bit more nimble. It's very much geared more towards off-road, in my opinion. And I've ridden all of those, by the way. I've ridden a GS, I've ridden a couple of Africa Twins. I haven't ridden a Tenere 700, but I mean, proof is in the pudding for them. They're definitely more of an off-road bike. And I think that's the biggest thing for me, is that people who kind of look at adventure bikes and be like, well, I'm not going to go off-road. Yeah, that's okay. Either are most people who own them. I definitely wouldn't have that affect your decision. Oh, I just realized I meant to bring my nice camera, but I forgot. I'm after forgetting it. Oh well. Oh, look at that. That's pretty. And that's kind of, where my opinions come in kind of strongly on it, is that, like, you really don't need to worry about these kind of opinions and whatever else. The thing about it is, this is the most comfortable bike I have ever owned for someone my size. So, I mean, these bikes are for tall people. They're for bigger people. My hips and knees are in the most comfortable position on a bike I have ever felt, other than being on the likes of the Triumph Tiger XCX 1200 and whatnot. That was also incredibly comfortable. But this is so much lighter than the Tiger. And if you were to ask me to pick between two, this or the 1200 Tiger, I would definitely pick this one, because it's honestly, it's so much lighter. It's leagues lighter, millions of years lighter, which obviously makes a huge difference. But that's kind of, it's not really going to be a long ranty video. It's more so just that, if people are asking you these questions, and if you actually find that they're affecting your decision or your ability to make a choice on your next bike, ignore them, because it's all a load of nonsense. A bike is a bike. Something like this, a big and tall adventure bike, I mean, you can adventure on road, you can adventure on tarmac. You don't need to go off over there. I mean, would I, if I wasn't worried I might be shot around here? Yeah, absolutely. I'd take this across a field like that, no problem. But, in the grand scheme of things, I bought this so I could be comfortable and have plenty of power on longer trips. The torque on these is a lot of fun. Yes, okay, it's never gonna win any top speed events. And the other thing is, they can kind of do everything, This is something I actually have to give props to a lot of GS riders for, including a fellow YouTuber and amigo who goes by the name of Teapot1. Teapot1 is one person who, has proved the point on a global scale on the internet, YouTubes and video and whatnot. You can absolutely ride these bikes on the track. Our GS is ever going to be as fast as like an out-and-out sports bike? No. But either are sports tourers, that's the thing. And nobody come at me with the Aprilia Tuono, please, the V4, because I know that's actually faster than quite a lot of sports bikes. But that doesn't count because it's Italian, it has Italian blood. I mean, like your other sports tours, for instance, the S1000 XR is never going to be as fast as the RR. We can go on, like the Versys 1000 isn't going to be as fast as the ZX-10R. And so on and so forth, you know what I mean? Again, the Tuono, and that's the thing, the Tuono V4 is not going to be as fast as the RS-V4. So, it's kind of like, well, what do you want? If you want an absolute track weapon, then you should probably go buy a track weapon. If you want something that you just look cool as shit on, then that's subjective, so you're going to have a harder time figuring that one out, right? I hope this isn't another dead end. Ooh, more gravel on the road. We'll go around it though, I don't want to adventure on that gravel. I'm not even giving that full throttle, by the way, for people wondering. Actually, the bike has a little bit of get up and go. It's not the fastest thing I've ever ridden, but it's just fine. So again, it comes back to what you want, and what I want, what a lot of people want, is they want comfort, reliability, fun power, fun noises, you know, the ability to carry luggage and go and ride twisty roads with their friends. And I know I'm not really proving the point of twisty roads right now because there aren't any around here. But the thing is, this can absolutely do it. I mean, it's why I decided against a cruiser and why I decided to go for an upright tour again. It's just fun. Oh, that's kind of torn up. You know, and that's something else to bear in mind. It really does. It has to depend on your use case, right? And if you're tall, one of these. Like I said, it's the most comfortable I've ever been out of the box in a bike. I don't have to do anything with the suspension. I don't have to do anything with the handlebars. I'm not worried about the seat. My legs aren't in a cramped position. I don't have to like kick out my left leg or right leg every 30 minutes or every 100 miles because I'm cramping. I could get on this and empty that tank, which is 200 plus miles. I could, no problem. I could go through the whole thing without stopping once if I wanted to. Now I wouldn't want to because that's not how I like riding bikes. But that's not the important thing. I could if I wanted to. I mean, that's kind of all I really have to say about it. Is just that, like, I think people focus on others' opinions far too much. But my point is, right, if you're tall, if you're bigger, if you want to carry luggage, if you want something that's reliable and torquey, if you want something that's fun, if you want something that you like the look of and don't really particularly care what other people think, then an adventure bike might just be for you. And I will support your decision. Me, on this channel. You tell me, hey, I bought an adventure bike because I'm tall and I wanted something comfortable. I didn't want to ride a sports bike and compromise on lots of other things so I could enjoy a sports bike. Even though I love sports bikes, I just wanted to be comfortable, Michael. I wanted to enjoy my bike. I will call you out. I'll shout you out. I'll show a picture of your bike if you send it to me, and I'll say, well done you. Well done you for choosing something that makes you happy and ignoring other people, because that is important. Give everyone else the old middle finger and tell them to piss off. Very important part of life, doing that, you know. And that's kind of it, really. You know, are ADVs for old people? Yes. They're also for young people. They're for heavy people. They're for skinny people. They're for people of every colour and shape and size and whatever. You know what I mean? Honestly, I absolutely despise gatekeeping. And if you're like, oh no, it's a girl's bike, it's like, yeah, well, if that male or whatever else in between wants to ride it and it makes them happy, then piss off and keep your stupid ass opinions to yourself. Stay on your own side of the road. Same as like if you're like, oh, look at you on your old man's, but I got one comment on Instagram, a message that actually was serious, and the person was like, oh, you've given up. Look at you, you've gone for an adventure bike. And I called them an idiot, and they didn't take that very well. But they were being stupid. If you're being stupid, you're going to be called an idiot. It's like, giving up on what? Giving up on having hip pain and a damaged hip that I have. Giving up on having knee pain and a damaged knee that I have. It's just stupid. It's like really pisses me off. Not for me. I don't care. Like I said, it pisses me off for other people because someone somewhere will get a comment like that, and then they'll decide, oh, actually, I don't want to get that bike. John from down the road said I wouldn't be cool enough for him. Or, oh, I can't get that bike because then all the dudes in my area who only ride Harleys won't be friends with me. So what? Honestly, I wouldn't. They're not worth being your friends if that's how they act. That's all I'll say. Oh, I think I know where I am. I found my way home. Look at me. Basically a professional adventure motorcyclist now. You know, I figured out all my stuff on my own. I'm 99% sure I know where I am. Yep. I'm basically itchy boots, you know what I'm saying? Find your way around the entirety of South America with a Garmin. I didn't use anything, and I found my way around a 20-mile span of North Carolina. You know, I mean, who actually is the bigger adventure motorcyclist? I went over some stones today. That's all I'm saying. I'm basically a professional. No pack. Look at this. Oh, we're about to adventure like crazy. This is Uber adventure. What this is. This This is as adventure-y as you get. Look at all those fancy houses. Let's go have a look, shall we? These are all new. See, the only thing is, now that I have a single car garage, I feel like it's not big enough, you know? I'm getting greedy, I want more. This is the perfect place to stop though for 2 minutes. Take a photo in front of a house that is not mine. And be like, yeah, professional level house stuff. You good there, Mr. Bike? You are. So yeah, this is the Vstrom, like you all know who've been watching. And like I said, it's for everyone. It's not for someone small, it's not for someone large, it's for everyone. And honestly, look, if these type of comments do affect you as a person, just try to ignore them. I know it's not always the easiest, but try. But whatever the bike is, if you like a bike that some people think is a girl's bike, just tell them to piss off. If you like a bike that some people think is for retirees, just tell them to piss off. If you like a bike that people think is ridden by bellends, such as a BMW in certain cases, not everyone thinks that, tell them to piss off. That is my advice, and hopefully that works for you. Ride the bike you want to ride. And like I said, if you're someone who shouldn't be on an adventure bike yet in your life, and you want one, and you buy one, send it to me and I'll shout you out in the channel. And maybe when I get my life together, I'll even send you a sticker. I need to make like adventure based GorillaBiker stickers, so I can be an Uber bellend. Like adventure bike riders. I kid. Adventure bike riders are cool. But anyway, as always, thank you very much for watching. A special thank you to all of my patrons. I appreciate all the support. You're all legends. I do. And look, you know I appreciate it. And the thing is, those of you who are on Discord, and if you're not on Discord and you're a patron and you want to be on Discord but you can't figure it out, send me a message on Instagram or Facebook or something, and I can give you a link. You tap the link and then you can join the Discord, because I am generally on there every day. And you can generally get more information about what's going on in my life on the Discord if you want to. It's just the easiest place for me to post, so give it a look. Thank you again for watching. Adios. Outro crew. Does anyone have any news for me? Any bike news? Has anyone who is in the outro crew recently bought a new bike that I would consider exciting maybe? I like hearing about new bike purchases, their changes, their prospective plans. Because right now I am banned from considering another bike, even though I have one saved on Facebook Marketplace. I definitely can't afford it. So yeah, let me live vicariously through you guys. Let me know what you're looking at buying. And yeah, until next time, thanks again, outro crew. I do appreciate all of you as well for lasting until the end of my videos. I know sometimes I can waffle, but generally I try to keep what the words are interesting, at least, as best I can. I'm not saying I'm very good at it, but I try. Anyway, bye, outro crew.